So this is quite a short and sweet update, not much to go through. I'm going to just quickly show you my Imperator 15mm scale mecha. I've got some Warhammer items, a little item on Bido, which is a game I picked up at the Colours Wargame show. In fact, off to a new Wargame show tomorrow called Selwig, which is at Crystal Palace, which is South London in the UK, which is always a fantastic show. And what else have I got? Other bits and pieces. Oh, some Art Crime 15mm scale models, some new ones which have come in the post which look fantastic. So without delaying and waffling on anymore, I shall show you them on the cam. Here we go. So this is a little set that have come in from Art Crime, and as you can see they're sort of heavier powered armour type troops. Oh, I'm knocking them all over the place. I should have had this pre-prepared. Some fantastic detailing on there. You can see the guy with the heavy support weapon, and again he's got a nice sort of backpack, ammo style backpack, and lots of fine detailing on the back. I particularly like this way, the way he's holding on to that weapon. Again, nice detailing on the backpack on there. So that's the full set. Let's get them up. And this one here has a sort of slightly different style, almost like a shotguns type shotgun style there. And shoulder mount. I think you'd probably call that a sort of shoulder mount laser cannon, although I don't know the specifics about it. So that's the new batch in from Art Crime. Very nice little set of models. They make great squad attachments, or a full sort of powered armour unit, because they do have heavier armour than their current models. In fact, I'll show you those other models that they do. So you can see the standard Art Crime figures in there, and that the armour is not as heavy. Pull a couple of those out. Actually, to be honest, I think, let me see if this armour is any heavier. It does seem to be bulkier, but maybe just in the support of the weapons they're carrying, it perhaps is the same style armour all round. Yes, it is, I think. So there was me thinking it was heavier style, but they're just a set of guys with slightly different weaponry. Although they do have a kind of larger visor component on there. I have to get a good old close-up on this chap. So very nice figures there. I don't know when they're out, but they're obviously being cast now and available very soon. Over to something else now. The Imperator mech, which has now been fully sculpted up. I'm in the process of searching for someone who will be able to get it into production for me. And so I've talked to a couple of companies already, but I'm waiting to find one that's going to be economical to purchase. As you can see, it's quite a few different small components to make them up. It's been hand sculpted from artwork by David White, who's quite well known in the mecha art world arena. So from that artwork we then had this sculpted by Orko, who again is quite well known for his mecha. Here's a hellhound, in fact, that he's done, which I've got completed, and gives you an idea of what this will look like when this hull is up on the legs. But as you can see with David White, when this was originally sketched up, I wanted it to have this sort of retro mecha feel. So the feet have quite interesting detailing on there. And the weapons, what have we got here? We've got a short range, long range missile, whatever you want to call that, with a nice sort of exhaust detailing on the back. heavy style weaponry. It also comes with a rotary autocannon. So you're going to have to use your imagination, really. If you've got a copy of the Grunts rules, in fact, there is a nice large artwork sort of plate of the Imperator mech featured in there. And of course this is the final model when it goes into production. It should be pretty nice. Now that's the component that fits underneath the hull, which the legs then fit on the side of there. Of course, if I sort of hold this up above one piece of the legs, obviously you've got another section of the legs that fit on top of there. You kind of get a feel for the height and size of that when it's together in comparison to the Hellhound. And also a couple of Ground Zero Games tanks in the background there, so you can see the size of things there. Some other quick things to show you. These are Micro Art, not Micro Art Studio, these are, no, those are Art Crime figures. These are Micro Art Studio bases, 30mm. I'm going to use them for my Infinity models. Just wanted to show you those very nice urban bases, and they do them scaled up in size. Nice resin features on there. I think they're going to look very nice when they're done in a sort of urban style for my Infinity. This is the Bushido rules, very small rule book, which is free actually when you buy the, actually I think they're giving the rules away anyway, but they also bundle it with the figures. They're kind of oriental style models. In fact, I've got a nice base that I'm using there for this chap. It doesn't look like much just like this, but he has a fantastic big hammer that fits on the bottom of his hands there. Whoa! Yep. There he goes again. Now I'm going to do it one more time. He's going. He's not going now. One more time. There he is, in all his glory. In all his glory, a massive hammer. And he's like a sort of demon spirit figure in the various ranges of the Bushido game. They, oh, there he goes. You can see the original artwork for him there. And it's a skirmish game, it's oriental, it's nice and cheap to get into, probably about under the sort of £30 level to get yourself a faction for it, and the figures are very finely detailed. I'll get you close into this chap's face so you can get a view on the sculpting work there. Very nice. Nice clean casting as well. So otherwise, there's one thing I wanted to sort of run through here, and this is the some of the new Games Workshop plastic models. These are actually pretty expensive, as in around sort of £8 or £9 per model, which is expensive for a single figure in plastic when you consider that they do whole churchyard type terrain pieces now for the sort of £25. You would only get a couple of these, 2.5 of these, when in fact in those churchyard terrain items they do, you're getting tons and tons of plastic. So really there's just this is an item of sort of perceived value, in the sense that you're not really getting your money's worth in there for the price of the model. What you do get are some fantastic details, which as a collector of figures I do like them. You can see here, you can see right through the axe head on this Chaos Warrior. The base is pre-detailed to take the feet, and the actual figure is a two-part. Again, you can see the sort of gory stomach details there. So I bought that really just because I think it's a fantastic looking model. You just couldn't get the sort of fine detailing like these quite strong bony sections on the side. That just wouldn't be available in resin or anything because it would just be too fragile to make. They do a couple of figures in this range. They seem to be randomly bringing them out, so you know, you've got one here for the vampire faction as well. I won't take that one out of the box, but you can see again how much fine detailing you're getting on those cloth sections there. So as a collector of models, I do like these. I'm keen to get them out and painted up, but in terms of their cost, if you're building a group of them, they're just outrageously priced. In fact, they're quite nice models, I guess, if you're playing something like Song of Blades and Heroes and you just needed some nice figures for your war party, and you didn't need that many, you know, 6 or 7 models. But still, if you bought 6 or 7 of these, you could, you know, pretty much buy a full-on army from another company for the same sort of price, really, a box starter set or something. So this is something else I want to show you. There's a chap in Australia called Terrain Project who's built a very nice miniature which matches the front cover of the Grunts rules. It's kind of a homemade styled vehicle, so it's not super detailed, but for a first attempt, he's done a very nice job. And on his Terrain Project YouTube channel, which I shall put a link to on the video, you can see a couple of these painted up. I haven't got round to it yet. I have actually reduced the size of the I can't remember this it's called on a tank miniature modelers will know exactly what that's called, that piece that fits onto there, but I had to cut that down just to keep it a bit lower, and overall quite a nice model. I think it would look quite good painted up. So thanks very much to Terrain Project. I think he's over in Australia, for taking the time to cast something up in the shape of the cover of the Grunts rules. So what else have I got around here? I've got some other things which I'll just show you, so keep the video worth watching for another moment or two. And that's over in this whopping great heavy box. I'll just show you some detailing on, these are some tank vehicles that are from Ground Zero Games, and I've just done some minor conversions, put a sort of a kind of rocket pack type thing on the side. Actually no, that was part of it already. I actually just put this figure on here with the kind of a Vietnam War style tank component, which just came from my bits box. I just thought it added a nice little extra level of detail on there. What's else in the box? Another one of these Ground Zero Games vehicles, and you can see I've done some conversions on the back. Something from Games Workshop there which I've bolted on. I think that gives it a kind of a manga style, interesting look, and a kind of cutting from a plasma cannon. I think that would, again, it would look quite nice when it's all painted up in the same style. And I closed the hatch to make it look like it might have a sort of robotic style control systems. Yeah, so I've been doing that generally whenever I pick any of these sort of 15mm models up now. I look for options where I might be able to put something different on. For the Grunts games there's flamer rules, and I thought, well, I'll try and get this one together for sort of flamer, so that was stuck on there. Also a really sensible place to put your flamer propellant, on the outside of the hull, but it's on there, it makes it look distinctive, and I've used another piece of a Games Workshop weapon on there. So what's else in here? Oh, these guys, which are the really nice Vespiluds from Kirasan. Again, fantastic detailing. Slightly larger, obviously, when you match up to a 15mm model, they're much bigger. But they obviously are a larger alien race, so they're going to have a sort of slightly bigger aspects to them. Even larger are the sort of queen or king wasps. But again, very fine detailing. There you go. So finally I've got some goodies in here from Critical Mass Games. And this really fantastic robot style models, which I think are absolutely stunning. really nice again there. Oh, can't get in close. But you can see the fine level of detailing on the weaponry. I think they'll have a really distinct look. These other ones here have jetpacks. Unfortunately, I'll have to pull those out of one hand. You can see the robot style model again, and how the jetpack component will bolt onto the back there. Yeah, it's just about visible. So that's it. I'm going to the War Game Show Selwig tomorrow, so I'll be able to get some more footage and film there, and I'll put that in as a little update so you can see anything new I see, or any of the interesting sci-fi or fantasy games I see at the show I will share. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening into this very brief update.